works. Oh, I made a mess. Figure all up. Better change the feed. There we go, nice and close. Alright. Chat's up. Got everything else off and running. So, it's going to be a mix. I've got liquid cultures here that are mixing. Or would be mixing if the auger wasn't just hanging out. Got more plate checks, got a bunch of plates to check the status of. Got some benchmark plates, got a 60 ml injection. Oh yeah. Good times on that one. Back everything up a little bit so you can see a little bit more. All right. Clean, 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 clean. Anyways, I don't know if anyone's watching. I don't think so. But if you are, I'm Jesse, owner of Humble Fungus, a mushroom farm and mycology shop here in Lafayette, Colorado. I sell mushrooms and mushroom cultures. All right. First thing we're going to do is a plate check. No growth. None. None. I'm looking for growth rates, and we just threw these turkey tails yesterday. Royal Agaricus popping up. Fluid looking like a weed. This one's going to go in the fridge. Royal Agaricus. Shiitake looks good. King oyster goes in the refrigerator. HE21. So for some of these lines, I actually did rhizome transfers. So all I did is I grabbed a little chunk of this rhizome stuff and plated it. See, it's a little piece of string. Trying to see if it'll take. Ooh, look at that pretty beef steak. That's going to go in a liquid culture here. So those there. Royal Sun looks good. Beef steak looks good. Beef steak looks good. Blue oyster is doing something. I'll let that one go. Beef steak looks good. That's a test plate. We need to check separate. Test plate. Beef steak looks good. The Italian oyster looking like a weed. Beach looking like a weed. Lion's mane full nice and good. Lion's mane colonizing. Chestnut popping. So these plates, since these are perfectly good LC plates, or rather culture plates, they're going to the refrigerator for storage. All right, test plate, test plate, test plate, test plate, test plate. All right. These are all test plates. We'll benchmark separately. These are our different mix plates from the cat mushrooms, and we're benchmarking different mixes of agar to see the various growth rates. All right. Back in the fridge, back in the cooler incubator. Back in the incubator. Incubator. All right. Now I got some other plates to look at. Lion's mane colonizing, coral tooth colonizing slow, Italian oyster colonizing, black pearl oyster colonizing, blue oyster almost completely colonized, black pearl oyster almost completely colonized, black pearl A looks good, Phoenix looks good, Morel looks good, shiitake slow growth, Italian oyster, it's growing, Italian growing, lion's mane growing. This one is actually taken up. This is one of the lion's mane transfers I did from the rhizomorphic growth. You can see that it's already taken to the plate and starting to spread out even more. HH21, that pink oyster is pure liquid and it hasn't taken, so I know that's not good. And the agaricon hasn't grown out yet, so I'm going to redo these to plate checks. Italian, I already did those. Morel is done. All right, back into the culture fridge. Why do we plate check? We plate check so we know that everything that we sell is clean. All right. 3015, 3015, 3015. 15, black pearl, 3015, 3015, black pearl, 3015. 15, black pearl, 30, 15, black pearl, black pearl, black pearl, black pearl, 30, 15. All right. Now that we've got it sorted out for our stack of 10 for the 30, 15 pearl oyster and our stack of 10 for the black pearl oyster, we can go and look at each plate and test the growth and check the growth rates. Check chat. I heard a chat message. All right. These go in the fridge. I have a bag specifically for plate check plates. I'll put that in later. All right, now we're testing growth. We're trying to see which plate mixture has the best growth. About the same size, small, pretty big. Those are about the same size. About the same size. So you can see on this side, you can kind of see the circle that's grown. Same size, same size, same size. All right. So really off the top of the bat, I can already see which three plates are doing better than everything else. So for this 30-15 pearl oyster, the malt extract agar A plate. So I've got 3 malt extract plate mixes. The A mix is doing best. The malt extract agar B mix is doing second. And the fungal A plate. So I've got to get back to the tip of the cap and get these results. And I'll take a picture right now. Okay. All right, cool. So I now know that if I'm looking at oyster culture plates, I'm looking for malt extract agar or lager or a fungal specific mixture. That's pretty cool. Now let's at 30-15. So once again, the malt extract agar A, the NPA C, malt extract C, that matches the king, or the black pearl, and malt extract B. So what we just learned is the cross species oyster mushroom, the same 3 plates perform the best. So just to give you an idea of what you want. Something like that. All right, so these aren't done filtering out, but I have the results. I'll let them finish in the incubator. Put these back. Things are different when you do them in scale. it's liquid culture time. What are we going to do? We're doing test plates. So I'm doing plate checks of liquid cultures to make sure that they're good. First things first, sterilize again. Sterilize. Sterilize. Put our auger plates out. Take it back. Right. One. Now I can't find my damn Sharpie again. I am cursed. Oh, there it is. There's a snake would have bitten it. Ink, oyster, PC, 12, 1. All right, one of many. Probably 16. All right. Plate check. New plate check sticker. So my basic process is this. I make a new liquid culture, let it filter out for a week or two. Then I start applying it to auger plates. If the first test fails or doesn't colonize, I'll give it another week. If I see it can't, the entire batch is tossed. That's 2. I'll put A on this one, just because I know I have one blank cap. Each jar gets a tag with the last date that I checked it on. So that I can always go into the refrigerator or the incubator and track it back. Alright, cold oyster. In the wild. Sterilize. Sterilize. Check chat. All right. Sterilize again. Sterilize some more. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's whole oyster. Whole one. It's a tag. Back the tag. Wild. The stack is going to get big. Because beside me is everything we're going to be doing. Alright, we've got the Dericus Mycology and Italian oyster next. Lower the camera a little bit so you can get a little bit of a better shot of the cultures. There we go. After I'm done mixing this, I'll show you. Sterilize. Stick. Clean. Extract. That's what we're doing. Look at that beautiful ICU. And I label one. Now, where could contamination come from in this process? The plate could be contaminated, the filter could be contaminated, my filter could be broken, I can touch something, spit when I talk, comes from anywhere. So I never take one test value as a fail. I always test multiple times. If it fails, it goes into isolation. If after the second test it also fails, then it's a bad match. Basically, it's the scientific method, right? So you only want to change one thing at a time, so you can observe what you've changed and the effect. Seems a lot of people forgot the scientific method growing up. Did I not put a stir bar in this? That would be correct. I'm going to go get stir bars. What's up, happiness card? Sterilize. Sterilize. Funny story, this is actually bitter oyster. Bitter oyster glows in the dark, but it's not edible. It is poisonous. Ah, heck. It's stuck to the metal lid. Alright, so now my mixing bar is stuck to my ceiling like a giant spigot. There it is. Dance, culture, dance. Water's getting in the way. Dang it. Stupid auger. I got some giant sheets of auger in this big one that haven't dissolved yet. Alright, sterilize. I am sterilized. I only need about a milliliter. 1 cc. More than that, it'll colonize faster, or it'll cause contamination. One of the two. That's A. That one's done. Label everything, Mulder. I write letters and numbers on top to identify which batch, because usually I have like 3 or 4 containers running at once. See, now this chestnut looks funky as heck, but I used black agar in it, agar, and chestnut fungi already look kind of funky, so I'm really interested. Like, I doubt it's contaminated, but getting through that stupid augers. Filipino got plate checked. Chestnut. So I've got 2 chestnuts. A, B. Check, check. Whew. Thirsty work. All right. Mix, mix, mix. Mix. All right. Sterilize. This paper towel is more ISO than paper towel. I'm out of plates. Notice I wipe everything down. This is people's food and medicine. All right. I don't know if you're eating my mushrooms. You're probably really glad that I try to keep things clean. Lots of samples. Lots of garbage. All right. Two more. I'll seal these up in a second. Mix. Glowing bitter oyster. Snapster or dang it. There's no 5-second wiggle in here. It's that stir plate. Yeah. So, tip of the cap. Tip of the cap. We just finished checking the plates. I need to send you some pictures, but the malt extract agar B and C plates worked fantastic, as well as I believe it's the fungal B plate did the best. Yeah, I wish I had flat bottom jars. And I'm excited to. I haven't started working on the media bottles yet. Be excited to see how those pan out. It's also the giant chunks of auger that are floating here.
Romeo and Juliet, that was
No, I didn't use the lights. So the question was those test plates I was looking at. Who I got to pick? Wow, that was really loud. Let's try that. Now, for the set tip of the cap, I used black pearl oyster. For the second plate set, I used 3015 pearl. So it was same. So it was oyster and oyster, but different species. And so I'd say that the fungal bee plates look the best by far. A little better. Test plates for life. There's a plate check. Bee plates all had a pH of 5. Is that lower? So we're talking about those test plates that we looked at earlier. Is that lower than normal pH or higher? Tip of the cap. I actually don't know. Plate check stickers. Yeah, so the streaming setup was hilarious. I'm paying for a service that allows me to reflect my stream to all the different services. And I'm using another piece of software to do an RTMP stream to Instagram Live. All right, coral tooth and blue oyster. Oh, okay. So the plates that perform the best out of our tests so far have a lower pH, and that actually makes a lot of sense. So when you're making substrates and things like that, adding crushed gypsum and things like that, it helps lower the pH of the substrate. So we already know that fungi living in the wild will live in the ground, in the soil. And the soil actually has natural pH mixers. So grasses, trees, etc. lower the pH of the soil and allow plants to grow. That's why you typically won't see fungi growing in a desert-like environment. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Science. Gotta print more labels. Gotta print that. Gotta print that. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta print that. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, what did we learn? We learned that fungi prefer lower pH. What's pH? pH is soil acidity. The higher the pH, the more acidic the soil. The lower the pH, the softer the soil. So if you remember hard water versus soft water, same thing, except that's minerals. But soft water, hard water, soft water is a combination of minerals, pH, etc. So the harder the water, the less soap suds you get. Everything gets grimy too. What's up, SD Mycology? Hanging out on Insta. Let's check the viewers. Oh man, I've got 2 people watching on YouTube. That's amazing. Oh, sweet. Tip of the cap just shared the media recipe with me for those plates. Yeah, tip of the cap. Let me go grab them out of the incubator. Leave the incubator open. Yeah, so malt extract A, you can kind of see that. This is malt extract C, also huge growth. And malt extract, oh, hold on, I gotta find the right plate. Yeah, so malt extract B, C, I gotta go get one of the fungal plates. Yeah, so here's a beautiful shot of the fungal B plate. Look at that. Sorry for the glare. So tip of the cap is saying that we had soy peptones, tartaric acid, and glycerin additives. Was that in the fungal plates? Oh, super fluffy. Yeah, so these are fluffy because of high peptone amounts in the plate mix. Look beautiful. Of course, now I have 10 more production black pearl oyster plates, and 10 more production 30-15 pearl oyster plates that I have to do something with. I'm excited though. Definitely thinking I want to grab some more of those fungal plates. Those would be exciting to play with. All right. Sterilize. There go my darn syringes. Oh. Let's just get the box. Pearl and blue oyster plate check. That's a bad plate. Contam happens. Alright. So tip of the cap is saying we can do fungal gellum gum plates. So those are the crystal clear plates. He said he tested with potato dextrose carbon gellum gum plates. Jesus. Man, we gotta have a serious just group chat one night of just different plates and everything. I gotta use them. It's now my job, so gotta start having some mycology chats. Oh, that's too much. I go through a lot of things. What's up, Seth? Everyone hanging out on Instagram and YouTube. I'm Jesse. I own the Humble Fungus Mushroom Farm, Mycology shop. Buy some of my stuff. These. All right. New plate check. So, tip of the cap is saying, interesting note, we had potato dextrose gel and gum glycerin plates in storage. It's stored in excellent and form zero condensation. So that's the potato dextrose gel and gum with zero condensation. Maybe the best plate type for long-term storage. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. You get condensation everywhere. Condensation brings contaminant. Oops, I already plate checked that one. Sadly, condensation out. All right, 3015 pearl. And that actually finishes up our mason jars. So now we're on medium balls. I'm excited about the medium balls. Now, instead of using my lure lock technique, because I've only got two one-way ear locks, and I'll show you those later. I need more of them to show up. I'm actually going to just syringe this out. It's a lot of plates. I was getting a pull. Yeah, magnetic mixers are great. Oh, yeah. So, tip of the cap is saying that I don't have to use one-way air locks. And yes, but I have a lot of backflow issues, and he's saying use longer tubing. And really, I'm just waiting for more parts to come in. That's what I've got a huge design in my head that I want to line for. All right, so that's the 3015 pearl. So when I said syringe this out, this is what I mean. Okay, wipe it off. Untwist it. Almost off. Mix it again. Now, tip of the cap. These are potato dextrose cultures. Then yep, clarity. Clarity's looking really good. When the mycelium grows into it, it's getting kind of cloudy, but you can really see the mycelium suspended when it's all grown out. So as you can see, all I did is I took a sterile syringe, dipped it in, syringed a little bit out, put it in. For the record, that's how big grow houses typically do it. If they're using lots of liquid culture, they're just literally ripping through it like this. Except they're using 1 liter or 2 liter flasks. Kind of see the Mycology in there. Not seeing a lot of growth in the pearl, but it could just be slow. Use orbital shakers. Well, I'll know if it's contaminated if the cap. That's why we do the plate check. And I have a plate there I didn't make. No, that was in the Pico. All right. Next up. Screw it off. Take out the sterile syringe. Pull the needle off the syringe. That's what it does. Now, I've seen pro growers do this. Tilt, squirt, close. This one is pearl oyster. Pearl, and that's a media bottle. 12-1 EC. Oh, they check some. Yeah, so you can see the pink oyster. It's definitely colonizing. It's just chilling out. Can't close these one handed. Yeah, if you know tip of the cap, if you've got a hookup for buying GL45 lids in bulk, I need a bunch more because I want to do color coding on the lid type too. I want to do lid color to basically know which ones have been plate checked, which ones haven't, things like that. Why does it feel like it's 8 o'clock at night? Yeah, it's we're talking about media bottle lids on Instagram. That's a media bottle lid. I need more of these because I'm going to have one that allows me to set up a syringe and just go like this. It'll have a one-way airlock on it and a breathing tube, so it'll be pretty good. Just making sure I didn't squirt that one. Yeah, I didn't sample that one yet. I put too much on that plate. It's not tedious, it's fun. Alright, next up we've got shiitake. You can see a little bit of growth in there. Oh yeah, it's in there. And then I've got Royal Agaricus. Now, tip of the cap. What if it's not contamination that's causing the cloudiness of the potato dextrose? What if it's the liquid culture or auger that I use to actually seed it, causing the cloudiness? So some of these I use liquid culture to liquid culture, and so this is a good example that shiitake is nice and clear. But that's from one vendor versus the Royal Agaricus, which is also super good, but cloudy. Both of them were done using the liquid culture injections. Plates do I have left? Okay, I've got enough plates. This was Royal Sun. Yep. So we're talking about colonization. So tip of the cap uses some portable shakers. So he gets large colonized clumps. I break mine up using skirt bars. So I tend to get smaller chunks of mycelium kind of floating in there like a soup. Yep. So currently, this is my first. So tip of the cap is reminding me to do an alphanumeric labeling. So all of my mason jars are labeled A through D. The media bottles, since this is my first generation, they're all getting the OO, like AA, and yeah. So I feel you. I need to be able to track these media bottle plates separately from the mason jar plates, and then each one. So I've got like 8 gallons of lion's mane culture. I'm going to be able to track each one of those individually. Inoki. I just wasn't sure if I dropped a sample on that. Yeah, so here's another shiitake. We can actually benchmark these shiitake side by side. A little bit, but you can see in this shiitake, I've got a nice, even, broken up cloud of mycelium. This one, I've got larger colonies, bigger chunks. They're pretty much fungi. They're fun. One shiitake. Tarragon oyster. I think I have samples of like sporeless oyster and others too. I still have to seal all those damn plates. I mean, I think Instagram is cropped so they can't see how many we've done. It's kind of crazy, huh? So many plates. Move everyone around there. Tarragon oyster is the last plate check for the day. And I'm going to reach my gravy claw in there and we're going to do a 60 milliliter injection. Yes, we are. This is why we use Lurolox syringes. God, come on. I was watching a video of a professional grower working with cultures in giant earthenware flasks, and they're just like, it's all open and everything. I'm like, that wraps that up. Great. I'm gonna put up a holder on the stream. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I gotta go to the bathroom, gotta get some water. Well, now we're back. I'm just trying to mess around here for a second. See? Well, I'm trying to see what I'm doing. All right, got some product feedback, comments, that. Got a question on YouTube from Al. I think I already remember this, but I'll just repeat it. Can you sterilize syringes? Yes and no. It's the syringe needles, kind of, sort of. You can boil them, you can steam them, you can otherwise sterilize them. But generally speaking, they're so cheap, and the opportunity cost is really high because you've got to take them apart completely. You've got to throw it into one-time use sterilized bags, and you got to pressure it. It's sort of hard to reuse them, and yeah. But all right, we're back up. What are we doing? I've got a steel plate, so we'll just go ahead and cut over to that can. Jump back into the Instagram chat. All right. So what have I got here other than a giant? Well, if you're on screen and you want to design me so this is a fan filter unit, this right here, that's designed to go in a laboratory, and it's meant to be mounted in the ceiling. See those ceiling tiles? So it vibrates like an SOB, and it vibrates my plates off of everything. I need a stand, either to put this in the wall or a vertical stand, and I really don't feel like building it to hold this damn thing. It's not that heavy. He says as he dropped it on himself. All right, time to now that my hands are dry. You can't put rubber gloves on your hands are dry, trust me. Look at these plate stands. ISO's a nice cleaner because it was early. Yeah, unfortunately, biology and sciences tend to have a lot of single-use plastic, just because of the need to re-sterilize things. Now, you can use things like glass plates and things like that, but I'm not. Again, these are a couple cents a piece versus having to steam, clean, sterilize, and stuff. But I'm working on it. Time to close these. Got my heat gun, got my shrink wrap. If you have a question, drop it in the chat on YouTube or Discord or Instagram. I check it every couple of minutes. Already had some good questions. Good conversation. Talking about test plates and the different mixes. We learned earlier that the oyster mushrooms that we were growing on those test plates like the lower pH, so they like less acidity in their solution. That's pretty cool. Things that control pH in the soil: lime, gypsum, plants, grass, wild grass, and grass in your lawn pHs the soil right up. You learn a lot about soil pH when you're growing vegetables. A lot. And if you're watching us on YouTube, click like and subscribe so I can actually start streaming straight to YouTube instead of doing this weird mishmash thing. Gotta say, tip of the cap, getting the right size pre-cut plastic strips for the shrink wrap changed my life. Heat gun changed my life. So, trying to start a mushroom grower Discord, something to hang out with the community maybe. People can ask questions, post pictures of the grow, socialize, maybe make a connection or two. If you want it and you don't have the link, go ahead and hit me up in DM. So there's a couple of things that doing a plate check like this every couple of weeks does. Number one, it ensures my process, what you just saw me do, is still good. It tells me my cultures are still good, and it tells me that my plates are still good. Each one of them is an independent failure problem. The nice thing about this business is that it's extremely modular, which means that I can scale up one part of it separate from everything else. So if I wanted to do 100,000 acre lager plates of beef, I can do that. All I need is the amount of space. If I wanted to do nothing but the cultures, I can do that. Me, I'm stuck waiting for my mushroom spawn to finish. I ran out of spawn and I fell behind on orders and I'm still catching up. Why did I run out of spawn? Bad planning, a rush of orders. Also, spawn takes time. Before I moved into this space a month or two ago, I was using mason jars for all of my spawn. Well, I outgrew mason jars in about a week, and I didn't even realize it. I had an army of one-pint mason jars, but I didn't have enough grain to actually do anything with it. So I had those jars, and I made the fruiting blocks But unfortunately, it's like I need a lot more spawn. So I'm waiting for, I don't know, 200 pounds, 300 pounds of mushroom spawn to finish. What's up, everyone? I'm not worried about contamination with my hands because I've been spraying with my hands with this. Also, getting the plastic over the trays is easier for your hand. So many plates. Half this mushroom farming business is building it and hoping people will come. Done. That's a whole lot of mushroom cultures. Take a breath. Check the chat, see if anyone's dropped any questions. All right. Checking Discord. No questions. And I just blew a circuit. Did I? What the hell just happened? All right. So, what are we going to do? I'm going to put all these plates in the incubator. So, I just had a brownout or something. Lost a bunch of power. Makes me nervous. If anybody knows a good electrician who works cheap, I need more amps. I have to run 3 autoclaves, 2 power steamers, a fan, a heat gun, a couple of refrigerators. Yeah, I need more power. Be right back. Put these away. Yay! All the cultures. Oh, before I forget, if you see any vendors trying to sell you liquid culture syringes and they say that they must absolutely be clear, they're selling you a line of bullshit. And the reason why is that mycelium will cloud things up. As long as there is valid, healthy, uncontaminated mycelium, the syringe is fine. All right, what are we gonna do? Well, I've got to put these back in the closet, so I will be right back, and then we will do a 60 milliliter cream injection, maybe a few. Let me go over this. Alright. First things first, we gotta clean up that first. Quotas. Don't spill, don't spill, don't spill. All right, so the first mushroom for our 60 milliliter test is going to be the Italian oyster, brown oyster, long oyster. And we're going to do a blue oyster. Why am I picking these two to do the large syringe test? Italian oyster grows super fast. It's a fast colonizer. So is blue oyster. Both will colonize super fast. We'll get good results early. And I really checked both of these. They're healthy, they're viable. And yeah. Right. Now you gotta finish putting those in the closet. Be right back. All right. Good times there. So what did I do just now? I gotta go. I'll be right back.